Good afternoon, everybody. So we are going to continue our tech talks with Aavalor Green Energy, who are going to discuss about their innovation journey. Their co-founders, Ian Shepardson and Aryan Aviraj, they are with us right now. So Aryan, he's the co-founder of Aavalor Green Energy, and they are designing products that would reduce 4 tons of CO2 emissions in 1 year. And Ian Shepardson, he's a well-practiced young entrepreneur who, through his work, supports other entrepreneurs within his community. And they are going to present about their innovation in water filtering technologies. So welcome, Aryan, and welcome, Ian. Really great to have you. And the stage is yours. You can, continue.
Amazing.
Thank you, Rahul.
How you please, yeah.
Yeah, thank you for a wonderful introduction, Rahul. And hello, everyone. Good afternoon. It's morning here in the United States of America. So thank you for having us here, wanting to just kind of get right in and share about our journey here. So my name is Ian. I'm the CEO of Aavalor Green Energy, and this is my business
I'm
partner.
Aryan Aviraj, the CTO of Aavalor Green Energy from India.
Yes, thank you very much. And we'll get started. So we first identified the problem to be the global water crisis, or a lack of access to clean and drinking sanitation water. And I'll let Aryan kind of get into this one because he's the one who really came up with the problem in the first place.
Yeah, so the water problem in India is still a very big problem, right? Access to clean drinking water is a big problem in many cities, and I have faced myself this problem. It's about last year when I recognized that the problem is that even if we have a good technology like RO systems, there still lies a problem of wasting a lot of water for purifying water, and that's what personally happened to me. And when it happened, I was like, is this is the most modern technology that we are using and wasting so much water? And if I'm wasting this much water and I'm unable to use this much water that is being wasted by an RO, how much water is getting wasted? So there needs to be a solution for that. And to my passion, I had always this mind of creating some ideas related to some problem. But this time I was like, it's not only about creating an idea, it's about doing something that actually going to change something, that's actually going to solve the problem. So I started reading about, and I read about nanotechnology, and that's how the idea of nanotech water purification came to my mind. And I spent months learning about it, and therefore determined that the best way possible for purifying the water now can be the nanotechnology, where with nanotechnology, without using any sort of energy, we can purify the water and make the water access to everyone at a very, you can say, without much of a price to the people who are unable to get access to clean drinking water. And that's how this idea came to me, and we started to develop this idea from on the paper to a product, and we are at a prototype stage right now. And over to you, Ian.
Yeah, thank you. So just to kind of get a little more in depth in regards to the global water crisis, the United Nations has stated that 1 in 3 people worldwide lack access to clean drinking water. For someone like myself who lives in the western part of the world, that's a pretty shocking statistic, simply because I'm pretty well surrounded by clean drinking and sanitation water. But maybe for some of you people who live in the eastern part in India, this might be a little more normalized. And so looking towards the actual UN Sustainable Development Goals, the number 6 is to provide clean water and sanitation water to all by the year 2030. So our goal as Aavalor Green Energy is to help solve this problem. And so this right here is our solution. Aryan Aviraj, our CTO, has put together a working prototype, and this is the current one and where we're at right now.
Yeah.
So if you're watching here, there's a cup that's got red dye in it, and then a cup that's coming in with clear water. So Aryan went ahead and went ahead and poured some of the red water into the filter, and it is now coming out clear water. And I'll let Aryan kind of give you a little more specifics in regards to some of the technology that he's using and some of the processes that he's going through.
Yeah, so this is basically the idea of gravity filtration only. The only thing we are using is we are using graphene as our nanomaterial, and you can see that in simple gravity filtration only, this because of the nanomaterial, the water gets completely purified. This is a dissolved dye, and nothing, no energy, no power source, and it's just you can say basic filtration technique. Yet it is purifying the water up to the maximum extent. It's a clean water which we can see in the video, and completely the color is removed. We are having a working prototype and we are working on getting the testing done, but the initial test that we have done shows us an impressive result that it is working, and it is working quite impressively, as gravity water filtration is unable to remove the colors from the water purification if you are using the normal charcoal or sand and whatever the current technology is used. And obviously if you are using an RO, that's a different thing, because while using RO you may purify the water, but in other extent it will waste also a lot of water, consume electricity, and in some or other way it is not as affordable as a gravity based filter is. So that's our idea, is to develop the water purifier based on gravity, but the innovation lies in the material we are using and the way it purifies. It purifies to a nanomolecular level basically. So yeah.
Thank you, Aryan.
Okay, and over to you.
Yep. So just kind of looking into our market real quick. Prajwal, who you heard before us on here in regards to Climb Fort, he's actually one of our strategic advisors. So he put together a really well and in-depth market overview. This not only affects the company, but also affects the IP, the patent that we are currently filing for our prototype. So the opportunities that they outlined in our market is a strong projected growth rate, a growing demand in the developing world, an innovation gap, which is the key factor in the IP, and then the push for environmentally friendly solutions. Those are all opportunities. Now for the challenges, of course, maturity in the developed world. So that like purifiers are a pretty big deal here in America. So for example, this is probably not the best market for a company like ours. Cost and affordability in the developing world is a challenge, as well as dominance reliance on RO technology, as Aryan was touching base on. It seems that RO technology is pretty well ingrained in a lot of our society when it comes to purification. And then competition in the market as well. That's another challenge. So getting into why a patent, and I know on my end I'm not the technical guy. I'll do my best to answer a lot of these points, but I want to also lean on my my co-founder Aryan to kind of pipe in for a couple of these if he feels he has some additional information. But in regards to why a patent, so innovation is a strong reason to apply for a patent or to file for a patent. If you have your innovation, if that's something that you've worked for, then you need to protect it. And then building a strong network, that's really my strong suit. Having a patent allows you the ability to kind of build out your network, that it showcases the fact that you're growing a legitimate product, you're growing a legitimate business, and that helps kind of strengthen your network, and that leads into funding as well. That's another big factor. Patents are generally a necessary entity when it comes to applying for funding if you're a company that has some form of technological advancement. And then, of course, the legal protection side of it. And Aryan, I'm not sure if you want to add a few more points to that.
I think the reason for having a patent can also be well defined in terms of a guy who is designing the product. Basically, like having an idea and just going out to make a product, maybe you can succeed, but there is a high chance that you miss out something very important. when you are applying for a patent, it basically you have to describe your idea in quite specific way, right? It cannot be in a just one or two sentences or a one or two paragraph that's in your mind. So you have to read a lot, you have to research a lot, you have to really find out what exactly is the innovation that you are trying to do. And this basically helps you to know more about your technology, your idea, to get a better product. So I think patent, apart from having it's obviously a hand edge over getting a legal protection for your idea, increasing your business chances to grow. But in terms of technology and your product as well, you can get a very good amount of what you can say, basically. Like for me, I got quite a lot of confidence when I designed this water purification initially. But when I was in the process of process of writing this invention form for the patent, I realized that maybe some things that I need to improve. I have to read a lot more, I have to research a lot more, and now I am not only confident, but I'm sure that if this comes to the market, this will be a better product to what I had earlier designed. So yeah, in terms of having a patent, it basically helps you make a better product.
Thank you,
Uh,
Aryan.
yeah,
And I wanted to kind of take this time as well um, to open up for some questions. I noticed in the comment section that we did have a few questions here.
yeah.
So
We are open
Aryan,
for the
some
questions.
of these are probably more geared towards you. But one of the first questions is, what is the size of the nanoparticles?
Ah, oh, okay. So currently that we are the size of nanoparticle is around 5 to 10 nanometers that we are using.
Great. And
So
so,
this
do you have any
this is, yeah.
do you have any examples of some
Mm-hmm.
different things that
I
are
will
able
I
to be
will
filtered?
explain what in terms of water purification how this can be helpful. I'll just tell you, like why our nanofiltration is better. In this answer can be a good answer for that. Like 5 to 10 nanometer is so small that no virus of that below or above that size can pass through it, and the smallest virus is around 8 to 9 nanometers maximum, and that virus is not found in water most cases. So it basically, on scientific terms, if the filtration is at that level, so no virus or bacteria can pass through your filter. And that's another, what you can say, a benefit of having a nanotech water filter, that current water filtration techniques are somewhere above 10 to 20 nanometers, and that's why we are better, as we have a we have a filtration membrane size of 5 to 10 nanometers. So this helps in water filtration basically to a large extent.
So, if I heard you correct, Aryan, what you're saying is this could even filter out the coronavirus?
Yeah, coronavirus is somewhere around 22 nanometers. So, in terms of saying, we can say that it can filter out that, because the as a bigger size molecule cannot pass through a membrane that is smaller size. So, yeah, but
Good.
no certification yet. So,
Fair enough. Well, we're doing our part over here to end this
yeah,
pandemic as well. So, another
quite
question.
definitely. Yeah.
One other question that was asked, I want to touch base on. What is the technology that is being used to purify the water?
Okay, the technology is basically the material we are using. The material is graphene. We are using in a special form, and that's what we are getting the patent for. We are using graphene in the way that is able to purify the water, and since it is a nano material, so it is called a nanotech or a nanotechnology based water purifier.
Wonderful. Okay. And so that'll kind of lead us into this next question that we've been asked. Um,
Sure.
so graphene, from my understanding, is a fairly new material on the market. And the next question is, what is the cost of the filter?
Okay.
So are you able to kind of give an explanation into to the graphene side of things a little bit, and B, give the explanation into the costs?
Sure, sure. See, yeah, in terms of if you're talking about India, graphene is quite costly because it is not widely used in products like other materials. It is costly. It is the material is costly. The material costs you around $70 for 100 grams. But our filter this is the, you can say, I'll add the another benefit of graphene. Graphene is so small. Graphene is so small that we don't need to have 100 grams of graphene in our water filter in one unit. We hardly use 2 to 3 grams maximum. But basically, you can say if $70 cost 100 grams, so how much it will cost for 2 to 3 grams? And it's also like it's not about using more graphene for more filtration. It's not like that. This is the beauty of the material. The lesser you use or the finer way you use, it will give you the better result. So even if the graphene is costly, and yes, we are when we'll be starting our market, or the product will be coming to the market, the cost will be at a not so high, but it will somewhere around what you can say, $100 or $110. But yes, eventually when we scale up, our priority is to provide water to maximum people around the world, so that the cost will eventually come down when we scale up. But even if when we are starting, it is not like it's not available for anyone who wants to have a new innovative water purifier, where you don't have where you have limited access of drinking water or limited power supply. You can still have it. And yes, we don't need 100 or 200 grams of graphene in one unit, so it makes us to stand better in terms of cost as well. So I hope I have answered it.
Yeah, I think you did a good job, Aryan. So we'll go on to the next part of this presentation, from idea to IP. So obviously, when it comes to the idea, that's more up Aryan's alley. He's the one that came up with this product and the idea of it. I know a lot of research and development went into his time and efforts, especially when it comes to the patent side of things. But between doing all that research development and also having a strong network support, he was able to get this going from an idea to some intellectual property. And Ariane, I don't know if you have any additional comments to make on this.
I can add, no problem in that. So, okay, it all started, it's a basic simple terms. It all started from just an idea on in my mind, right? Just like everyone has, it's like I want to say to all those who wants to have something, and that they have an idea and they want to know how to go from idea to IP. I can just tell it in a short way. Firstly, if you have an idea, you just look around. You can go to Google Patents if you are thinking of something to have a patent for. This will give you a brief idea that it's if you're what you are trying to build, it's already exist or not. This will help you to get a brief search. You go to googlepatents.com and add whatever you are thinking about. Secondly, if you think that there is a big scope of having basically what helped me was, uh, firstly, you get this clarification that it's not everywhere around. It's somewhere that everyone is doing. You are trying to do it again. It's not worth for your time and research. But if you find something that is very new, okay, then start reading about it. It's not that I have spent thousands of dollars for reading. It's available for free. You just go on YouTube, on LinkedIn, get connected with the people who are in your space, ask them questions, look around for new books, ebooks. I did the same. I'm not a nanotechnology guy, just too specific. I'm a marine engineer, a merchant navy officer by profession. So this was not my arena at all. It's just about, I read a lot, I talked a lot to people who are in this space. I got the idea. I got this idea validated, you can say, and that's how I moved one step at a time. It's not that today you got the idea and tomorrow you are going for the IP. You have to spend time. You have to research. You have to develop it. You have to create a full framework. How you want to go? What is your product? So yeah, firstly, it's research is very important in terms of getting it from idea to IP, and second is you get to connected with the right people, the people who are either patent attorney, the people who are either in your technology. I got connected with Prajwal, as you know, that Prajwal from Climbford. He's the IP attorney. He's the advisor for us. He's the guy who's helping us in the patent and everything. So I used LinkedIn, and we somehow got connected, and that's how things started moving. So these two things are very important. First, research, read, and keep innovating. Don't be rigid about your idea that you have started with. You have to be flexible, right? I started with something and I have to change it because it was good in my head, but in terms of product it was not so good. So keep be flexible, keep researching, keep innovating, and have a good network of people. This will eventually take your idea from idea to IP. That's how I got. That's how I it was helped me. It helped me, so it will help everyone also. I think that's enough, right?
Yeah, that was a wonderful, wonderful little spiel there, Aryan. Thank you very much. I liked it a lot. I think that was very helpful for a lot of people out there too. So we can quickly go over the competition. This is not really the most important part of the conversation, but this does lead into the IP side of things. So, looking at our competition, when it comes to our product and the water filter that we're developing, between efficiency and durability, we kind of stand in our own right. A lot of other companies, they tend to be, if they are on the efficient side, they don't tend to be as durable. And when I say efficiency and durability, I mean efficiency in regards to the amount of water they're wasting, amount of energy they're wasting, and then durability in regards to the amount of times that it needs to be replaced or it needs to be maintained. Um, Graphene is a very durable material, and then the fact that we're filtering water at the nanomolecular level using the simple forces of gravity makes it a pretty efficient process. So there's a lot of other companies that are not even durable or efficient, and then other companies that do have durable products but are less efficient. So then this is a good kind of overview for our purifier and what we're working to develop. So this is our current prototype. We're working to develop a 20-liter water purifier to hit the market first. As you can see here, this is kind of the breakdown for what it would look like. This is just our current prototype. As Aryan mentioned previously, we need to stay flexible and adaptive as we continue down our journey. So this will most likely change as we progress. But looking at our specs, this is a gravity-based water filter. It's using recyclable material. It's energy efficient, meaning that it's actually not using any energy. And then it requires low maintenance costs due to the durability of the graphene filter. So our go-to-market strategy, as I mentioned, we're going to be starting with a 20-liter purifier first. We're going to be targeting low to middle income class families and individuals in the Asia Pacific region, which includes India, seeing as how that's a large part of the world that does not have access to clean drinking water. And another area that we're also wanting to target is Africa as well. Our why, we're focusing on new age tech, eco-friendliness, efficiency, and durability. We're going to be using a lot of digital branding and e-commerce throughout our initial strategy. Of course, as time progresses and the opportunities improve, we want to license our product to potential wholesalers who can actually go out and sell our product for cheaper on the market. And we want to get this done as soon as possible. So this is definitely a strong go-to-market strategy that will, like the product, also adapt as we kind of grow. And then for the future, this is really where we want to focus on, because this is the exciting part. We don't want to just stop at a 20-liter water purifier. That doesn't seem like fun. That's not gonna change the world. That's not gonna make us the right amount of money that we're looking for. So Aryan and I are going to work together to first develop an industrial water purifier. Well, of course, Aryan's going to be the technical guy leading this. So this is something that will be purifying water at the industrial level. Ideally, this is something that even like world governments, city governments could use to help purify their water supply. This would help provide access to clean drinking water, not just to individuals, but cities, nations, which would be the most amazing part of this whole formula, and help drive our process towards the UN Sustainable Development Goal number 6. And then, of course, this is another area that we'd love to focus on, hydrogen energy generation, which is exciting. Our filter could be used in a hydrogen energy generator to filter wastewater so that it can split the particles from H2O into hydrogen and use that for energy. And so lastly, this is our team here. You've met myself and Aryan together here on this presentation, and then the presentation before was Prajwal. So we like to highlight the fact that we are a very diverse organization coming from all different parts of the world. working together towards a common goal of making a positive impact on the world around us. So thank you very much, everyone. And if we have we have a couple more minutes left. I don't know if there's time for another question or two, but if anyone has any, please feel free to add.
Yeah, sure.
Great, thank you so much. I really enjoyed your presentation. It's like, yeah, there are no rules. I mean, you just go to Google Patents and just do what you've got to do, and mostly we keep thinking, and that stalls progress. Really, all the best to you guys. It looks really promising. The size of the market is huge, and that's already something to be really optimistic about. So let's see the questions. I think
Yeah,
not
sure.
any. So we'll keep the stream going for like 5 minutes, but I'll end the talk now because we need to get the people to the next talk, which is patent filing process in India. So folks who are listening to this talk, there's a link in the chat. If you that's the talk that we will be streaming at 4 p.m. So thank you, Ian. Thank you, Aryan. Really pleasure
Thank you,
to
Rahul.
host you, and good luck to you. Thank you so much.
Rahul. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Rahul.